and he would most certainly have remarked that they were people of very superior taste as regards their outward appearance. The young lady was dressed in the height of fashion, for another wind was blowing in 1867, the beginning of a revolt against the crinoline and the large bonnet. The eye in the telescope might have glimpsed a magenta skirt of an almost daring narrowness and shortness, since 2 white ankles could be seen beneath the rich green coat and above the black boots that delicately trod the revetment. And perched over the netted chignon, one of the impertinent little flat pork-pie hats, with a delicate tuft of egret plumes at the side, a millinery style that the resident ladies of Lyme would not dare to wear for at least another year. While the taller man, impeccably in a light grey, with his top hat held in his free hand, had severely reduced his Dundrearies, which the arbiters of the best English male fashion had declared a shade vulgar, that is, risible to the foreigner, a year or 2 previously. The colours of the young lady's clothes would strike us today as distinctly strident, but the world was then in the first fine throes of the discovery of aniline dyes, and what the feminine, by way of compensation for so much else in her expected behaviour, demanded of a colour was brilliance, not discretion. But where the telescopist would have been at sea himself was with the other figure on that sombre, curving mole. It stood right at the seawardmost end, apparently leaning against an old cannon barrel upended as a bollard. Its clothes were black. The wind moved them, but the figure stood motionless, staring out to sea, more like a living memorial to the drowned, a figure from myth, than any proper fragment of the petty provincial day. Chapter 2. In that year, 1851, there were some 8,155,000 females of the age of 10 upwards in the British population, as compared with 7,600,000 males. Already it will be clear that if the accepted destiny of the Victorian girl was to become a wife and mother, it was unlikely that there would be enough men to go round. E. Royston Pike, Human Documents of the Victorian Golden Age. I'll spread sail of silver and I'll steer towards the sun. I'll spread sail of silver and I'll steer towards the sun. And my false love will weep, and my false love will weep, and my false love will weep for me after I'm gone. West Country Folk Song, As Sylvie Was Walking. My dear Tina, we have paid our homage to Neptune. He will forgive us if we now turn our backs on him. You are not very gallant. What does that signify, pray? I should have thought you might have wished to prolong an opportunity to hold my arm, without impropriety. How delicate we've become. We are not in London now. At the North Pole, if I'm not mistaken. I wish to walk to the end. And so the man, with a dry look of despair, as if it might be his last, towards land, turned again, and the couple continued down the cob. And I wish to hear what passed between you and Papa last Thursday. Your aunt has already extracted every detail of that pleasant evening from me. The girl stopped and looked him in the eyes. Charles? Now, Charles, you may be as dry a stick as you like with everyone else, but you must not be sticky with me. Then how, dear girl, are we ever to be glued together in holy matrimony? And you will keep your low humour for your club. She primly made him walk on. I have had a letter. Ah, I feared you might. From Mamma? I know that something happened. Over the port. They walked on a few paces before he answered. For a moment, Charles seemed inclined to be serious, but then changed his mind. I confess your worthy father and I had a small philosophical disagreement. That is very wicked of you. I meant it to be very honest of me. And what was the subject of your conversation? Your father ventured the opinion that Mr. Darwin should be exhibited in a cage in the Zoological Gardens, in the monkey house. I tried to explain some of the scientific arguments behind the Darwinian position. I was unsuccessful. Et voilà tout.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.